everybody, welcome back to Game Muscle Videos, where we are live and jumping into Xplane 11 for some bit of casual flying, you know. This will be the first time I played Xplane 11 in a while, and as a result it's a new install. We've still got our Ortho for XP stuff installed though, which is nice. Just copy those folders across. We've got half of the United Kingdom in the simulator, photoreal, but everything else is lost. So let's set up the old X55, which is what we're using. Nicely, Xplane 11 has automatic detection of controllers. Normally with flight simulators, you have the whole thing of binding every single button and control, but you can see here we've just plugged this in and it's all actually come up, which is cool. See if the actual, that's the joystick. Is the HOTAS set up? Oh yeah, so the throttle's there. We just need to bind these. We can separate these out. Throttle 1, I think. Throttle 2. There we go. It's nice to give you a warning if you actually double bind stuff. There's so many axes on the X55. This would be for the yaw, I guess. It's weird that they've got the X55 joystick completely bound and set up, but the throttle isn't auto bound. I don't even know where half of the axes are on this. Oh, there we go. Where's axis 7? Got hidden axes here. Oh, okay. It's taking it off the joystick. That makes sense. Okay. So for a Cessna, I don't think we need that much. I mean, we've got throttle, fuel mix probably come into it. Trim and yaw will be useful, so we're not having to lean on the joystick constantly. So how many mix? I guess we've got like a passenger jet. You do need all these mixtures and throttle settings, but there we go. Rudder trim. That's what I wanted. And the other one can be for your trim. Elevator trim. That's what I'm looking for, I think. In the middle. Axis 7. how many controls? I mean, I think flight simulators take the biscuit when it comes to sheer number of bindable options. Remember F22 on the Atari ST? The manual for that was like 3 Bibles sellotaped together. Hi, Jonathan Ernanen. You've got to love planes. Have you ever tried Xplane? Have you ever played Xplane? It's really, even if you're not into planes. I mean, I'm not massively into planes, but the physics in these games is absolutely extraordinary. But yeah, I'm not really a flight person. I just casually dabble. You should get the demo. Get the demo, fly a Cessna around, land it a couple of times, and then that's it. Life's completed. What can I use this for? This could be mixture, I guess. Curb heat. Collective. Nose wheel tiller. All these options. So crazy. Let's go for mixture on that one. And then these are the little rotational knobs on the X55. Throttle. It's Michael Jackson rip-off music coming up. Thrust vector. I think that's it in terms of axes. Gun bomb left right. I didn't think there's any combat planes in this. So we've got the throttles, got the mixture. Now we just need some buttons for... Oh my god. I think this controller literally has like 300 buttons on it. Ah, nice one. Yeah, well, have you driven the 90s DTM in Race Room? That's really good. And the 90s DTM in AC as well, absolutely fantastic. I didn't really watch DTM in real life. I don't know what time it's even on or what channel. I don't know if do they broadcast it on YouTube? Hi VFX. Stream should be working. Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on with YouTube here. Yeah, it's probably just having a bit of a panic attack. Let me updo the bit rate a bit more. There we go. So we need... Hopefully someone joins the chat that's a flight sim buff. Because where I'm going to get stuck is inputting the flight route on the little Garmin sat-nav in our Cessna. Oh dear. Okay, so I need a button for brakes. First of all, landing gear actually is probably useful. Contact air traffic control. Mute gear warning horn. Oh my god, it's like everything. I mean, you can't fault Xplane 11 for literally covering every single possible thing. Should be able to try different quality settings. What's the Zebo 738? You can tell it's an aeroplane because it's crazy names. Zimbo. Sounds like some kind of inflatable. Bloody generator settings, igniters, magnetos. All I want is the landing gear. It's just binding your controls is the hardest part of a flight simulator. Flying the plane's actually easy. See, real planes, the controls are already bound. I guess unless it's a modern fighter jet, and you've got engineers that sit down doing that. Yeah, I want to bind the landing gear though. Still, isn't a Cessna's fixed gear? Hi, Dave Co. Glider. Oh yeah, I forgot about the gliders in this. That'd be awesome. We'll have to do some gliding around the Alps. I haven't actually tried that in Xplane 11. Quite like the gliding in Aerofly is really good. What we got? We're going to weaponise our Cessna. Deploy chaffs. It's just look at how many options you can bind. This is why the game's 11 gigabytes. Just for the game. And actually, I think the game's about 80 gig. 120 if you install all scenery. There must be like a way to quick. Oh, I could just type it in. That's why they've got a search function. you know, there's too many control options when there's a search option for your input. Pump gear up and down. This is for if your gear gets stuck. There we go. Landing gear toggle. That's the button we were looking for. What should we go for? I've seen it. I was watching YouTube videos of people driving. It was a P51 Mustang. Absolutely amazing. This guy's filmed from a GoPro the whole takeoff procedure, flight procedure, yeah, whole plane setup and everything. Really interesting. Landing gear toggle. Which button shall we go for? We've got plenty to pick from. This is like being at a buffet with a game controller. I don't even know what button one was. What is button? What? We're going to bind it to this one. I should have checked that first. Do nothing. Okay, button 4 would be a good landing gear toggle. Yeah, so actually, because you can type it in, that's actually a really good design. As long as you know the name of what it is you want. There we go. Hi, Yulia. Remember to put fuel. Yeah, I hear that's a good tip. I mean, you would have to be terrible at simulators to get into a race, for example, a competitive race, and not have enough fuel. That would be a terrible, stupid mistake to make. Yeah, to be fair, I think because I did ortho for XP for the whole of Southeast England, and I did it at quite a high resolution. So I think my Xplane folder is a couple hundred gig now. It gets worse. I need to ortho XP the whole world whilst it still works. Thanks, Yulia. You know, this is what I like from the women in my life that I happen to converse with. They're always just so nice to me. You know, just. Oh, this music's awesome. Just constant compliments, you know. Right, we've bound the landing gear. What else do we need? We've got the yaw and rudder trim and all that business. We've got the joystick working. Oh! Do you think that would have actually bound it all? I'm tempted to click that and see if it actually applies it all, because this is all defaulted up and all set up perfect. Hi, random call sign. Wait, have you been awake? Go sleep, man. I don't sleep. Chronic insomnia. It's not good. I need to go to the doctors and get something for it. I swear. You know you're not getting enough sleep when you're physically ill from lack of sleep. Right, I think I'm so tempted to click this, but it's going to rebind all these things I've just set. Alcohol puts me to sleep. Right, we got the keyboard there. That'll do. That'll do for our first flight here. I'm happy with that. Land. Oh no, we need brakes. Brakes would be useful. Landing brakes. I don't know if we can bind them to both. Normally you have like you know, your foot pedals, but I mean we've got driving sim pedals, but unfortunately I spoke to the developer of Xplane 11 and I was like, can't you set it up so that we can use combined pedals? Like, no. Okay, fine. Yeah, obviously flight sim pedals actually operate different from driving sim pedals in that they've got the brakes by pushing forwards and then they shuffle rather than being pushed up and down. Brake, what would it be called? Anyone in chat know what the brakes are called in a plane? Unless maybe there is a an axis because they are analog. Speed brakes, okay. That's for flying. We need the wheel. Oh, maybe it's called wheel brakes. No. No, not the flaps. I'm on about the brakes for the actual tyres. I'd have thought they'd call them wheel brake. Wheel lock, toggle wheel lock. No, I just go to basics. Ground brakes. This is like a really hardcore puzzle game. No, not ground brakes. I'll check the scroll through basics here. Oh, maybe it's like nose wheel brakes. Obviously. Auto brakes, auto brake up, feather mode, auto feather off. I like how with some of the passenger jets, they have like a bump that the wheel, when they retract the landing gear, that stops the brake, but the pilot will push the brake so it doesn't wear the bit of metal that it goes on, or the tyre. Air brakes are in the air, Yulia. It's like that's basically flaps for scrubbing off speed, I think. I'm on about the we need the race car brakes. Yeah. Hold brakes regular. I just want the wheel brakes. Auto brakes down. Auto feather mode. Auto feather on. Differential. Yeah, we need to set the bias. Canopy open and close. Right, well, we could do a binding that at some point. Toggle brakes. Here we go. We've got a toggle option. We could just go full on with the brakes. Max effort. There we go. So yeah, I think ideally you'd have it as you'd have it as an analog control. I mean, I guess I could. There we go. That's a good idea. Toe brake. That's what it's called. But we can't combine these. It's toe brake, but what can I bind them to that will let me have two? Well, that's annoying. I need like an analog for each one, and then I can. Okay, well I'll tell you what. I'm gonna use these left toe brake. And this can be right toe brake. Then we've lost a mixture. We can put that onto something else. We've got rudder trim, elevator trim. I think we're alright with mixture. Okay, I think that'll do. Hopefully those don't cancel each other out. Set toe brakes to your rudder control. That's a good idea. Well, I'll stick with this for now, but yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, we're going to do landing the Cessna. It's going to be more crashing the Cessna at this rate, but we'll see. Oh. Get ready for takeoff. Oh, get ready for landing, actually. Probably spawn in the air. You got no milk. Nice. I'm going to put like 6. 3 hours sleep. That's all you need. Oh, yeah. That's not a good idea. That's a good point. That is a good point. Scratch that idea. It's a terrible idea. I can't believe. What were you thinking? Only an idiot would think that was a good idea. The game's taking a while to load here. DCS is awesome. It's, I especially like the Huey helicopter. Seems to be one of the best helicopters out of all the flight sims I've played. Reading news. Oh, here we go. It was just loading. Give the computer some time. It's not on the SSD, but I mean that's the one thing with flight sims. They do benefit from being on SSDs, but if you're, dear God, that's not good. Okay, there we go. If you've installed 500, 600 gig of terrain, then you really don't want it on an SSD. Let's display our yoke. We're on a final approach to SeaTac KSEA. Runway 16L, preparing to land our Cessna. Fasten your seatbelts, get ready to die. Oh dear, that's a bit of a flop. As we approach, you'll notice that our pilot is completely incompetent. You'll want to keep the plane's nose pointed down just a bit so the runway's above the cockpit glare shield. Okay, I can't mouse and joystick at the same time. Maybe if I click a joystick button, that'll... %30 throttle. Our plane seems to be lurching to the side. Have I set my... Oh, there we go. That's it. Oh! Oh, that's the flaps. Keep the plane lined up with the runway. Okay, boys. There we go. Den Levy. That's a pro tip. That's a good prep. Lower the nose, reduce the throttle. Okay. Smoothly does it. I don't know what my center view button is. Our altitude's a bit... Okay, we're coming in. Coming in. Chill out. Get ready for the stall alarm. Our altitude is a bit higher. I've practically got the throttle off here. We're going to overshoot the runway at this rate. This is when we need the speed brakes. What's got £300 worth of DLC? I can't go any slower. I've got the power on off. What? I guess it's because I started at full power, so landing performance 0. Let's retry. We've got punished by Xplane. Let's turn the music down. Thanks, Xplane. Right, let's try this again with the power on 0. I try it. Can we use... No, we have to click on the screen to start. Do a barrel roll. Flaps, press 2. I don't... Okay. There we go. Oh, for Xplane. I think... you've got Train Simulator, iRacing, and Flight Simulators are the most expensive games you can get. Look at the graphics, absolutely extraordinary. See all the little buildings and things. Xplane 11 is like one of the first flight sims I've played where stock, without mods or anything, actually looks fairly decent. At night it looks photo real pretty much. Oh, too low now. At least we are too low. We can always add more power to the equation. I could do with like a little gauge, like what you know what they have when they land on. Oh, we could feel the Cessna struggling to get lift there. On aircraft carriers, where they've got the thing you line it up and the lights flash at you. Actually, they have that on runways as well. I think they've got the 6 lights or something that let you know if you're lined up. But we're coming in, boys and girls. It runs alright in VR. You have to use Flyside FSX, so it's not the smoothest. I'd say it's a bit better with the Rift than the Vive, because you've got the asynchronous space warp, which helps a lot. Pappy, what is that? The system for lining up your plane? Final notch. Is that the final notch? I can see on my little dash at the bottom there. Full. There we go. Full flaps. This plane's practically a hot air balloon. It's just, you put the full flaps on, the plane just goes straight into the air. We've filled your vehicle. Oh, look at the motorway. We've filled your aircraft with helium. It aids in buoyancy. Nice. I'll try and remember that, but undoubtedly I'll forget. Maybe a little bit off target there, as distracted by the motorway. A bit of a heavy landing, but it's okay. Apply the brake. Yeah, see, we've got the brakes. Which one was it? Oh, bit of... way to go! 98%, I'll accept that. That's a pass in my books. We're now professional Cessna landing pilots. I think it was a bit forgiving. Landing distance, max sense, like, well, to be fair, we were massively off target, but you know, I was admiring the motorway, so I think that was alright. I think we could have landed a lot smoother, and we were a bit jerky. Passengers were probably vomiting, so I give myself a 70. Hi, Carolis. Welcome to the stream. I'm ending training. We're now fully qualified at landing a Cessna. I'm sure I could just jump in the real plane now and not kill everybody. Although, judging by the pilots landing at my local airport, you probably don't have to be that skilled because they seem to be all over the bloody shop when they're coming into landing. I'm amazed none of them have planted their planes into my flat. Alright, Classic Seaview. I'll catch you next time. Let's go back to the flight school. Okay, so that was landing in the Cessna. Why don't we get like a tick or something? That would have been nice. Oh, it says it's score at the bottom. Okay, forget that. So, let's do the traffic pattern. This should be interesting. I don't know, can you, any of you Xplane 11 experts here, do any of you know if you can download more lessons? Because I like having it done in a format where you've got an objective to go through, rather than browsing the internet for hours trying to find instructions. I need a cup of tea, but we'll do this first. We're ready to fly our first traffic pattern, and hopefully not kill anyone in the process. We're just going to take off, circle around parallel to the runway, then turn back toward the runway to land right back here. Nice airport as well, actually. I mean, just look at the graphics. I remember on the Atari, you'd be lucky to be able to tell it was a runway. Let alone any scenery, it'd be completely flat. We've got trees all the way onto the hills in the distance. We've got a fighter jet part there. I know we haven't, it's just Cessnas and whatever that more expensive Cessna is. Caravan thing, I don't know what they're called. I'm not a plane expert. So we're going to take off and land. Follow the green checkpoint markers for a perfect pattern. It's like knitting with your grandma. Follow the markers for the perfect pattern. Okay, let's... Full power! Bit of a... rudder. But what's surprising, Poods, is it actually runs quite well. As well, you know what I mean? It's not just good graphic. I mean, I remember I always used to install Flight Sim. Or, you know, I played Red Baron, had that on the Atari ST. But, you know, you play flight games, and the ones that looked even vaguely passable would just run off. Like, you'd be lucky to get 25 FPS. Oh, we took off with the flaps retracted. I don't know if that's normal, but whatever. Oh, you can buy flight school add-ons. Nice, I have to have a look. I might do that. Yeah, you can fly around the entire globe. You can actually go into space in this game. And there's an option. You can actually put your Cessna into space. I'll do that after we've done this flight school. You can put on your secondary monitor, like a training monitor. And you can then just adjust the flight in the process, have faults and things and what have you. But you can also drag the plane into outer space. Which is faster than trying to fly into outer space. Ah! Okay, we're going to the next checkpoint. Let's hope we haven't put too much luggage in the plane. It seems that we're, you know, when you're flying near mountains, the amount of videos you see on YouTube where it turns out that they've overloaded the aircraft, and because the air is obviously thinner at higher altitude, they take off and they're like, oh, we can't get any lift. And sensible pilots realise before they leave the airport, and they just go, okay, well, we're not doing that. But some pilots are like, oh, just keep going, and then they don't realise they're flying up a hill as well. Okay, Pamar, I can't say your name. See, he's throwing in the pro tips. This is why you stream last year. Fly like a noob. Smooth! Look at the view. Absolutely amazing. Having lots of little individual trees and things definitely really helps make it feel more, or look more believable than when you've just got a flat texture on the ground. Especially, I mean, the texture on the floor here is not... Oh, he's going to take the controls. Okay. Yeah, the texture's not particularly high res on this part, but it's because it's got trees covering it. It's not that noticeable. Just call me Pom. Okay. You can keep yourself oriented during the pattern by looking over your shoulder at the runway. Well, if I had my VR headset on and have flying side set up with it, yes. As it is, I'm using my hat and it's rather slow. Shift F9. I need to bind a recenter view button to my flight stick. I'm ready. Whoop. I've took the spring out of my joysticks. I normally play helicopters. And also I find with this X55, it's so much more precise if you don't have the spring in it. I might try putting the light spring in it and then putting loads of lube on it, but I prefer having, like, you know, pinpoint input precision. Don't say hi then. To who? AirRam, hello. I'm focusing on the flight here. Do you want me to crash my plane and kill my rich passengers? You always want to land with some flaps to minimise the effect of ground effect of wind. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Pretty soon we'll turn in for the base phase. Oh, I didn't read fast enough. Let's go ahead and reduce throttle. It's too fast for a dyslexic person to read. There's really important information that you can't miss, otherwise you'll die. By the way, you can bind views on your number pad buttons. Okay, my keyboard's out of the way of me. I've got my... I could probably do with getting a little keyboard. I'm using the race... Next Level Racing flight stand with my HOTAS X55 on it. So my keyboard's not in total reach at the moment. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm literally 20 metres from Chatham or Rochester Airport. Well, there's a passenger jet coming in. Get ready for some turbulence, boys and girls. We're going to get in his wake, and that's how we all died. Why is a passenger jet landing at this airport? He's a bit low. Yeah, my airport is it's just a grass airport. We'll do some flying from that. What I normally like to do is fly from London City to my local airport, and I get to fly over my house. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Fantastic. So this is what's awesome with Xplane 11, is how subtle the physics effects are. Look at that. They've purposely put that into the lesson just to troll you. It's just a shame we don't have force feedback on flight sticks anymore. Okay, flaps. There we go. And you can see at the bottom right. Well, you can't see it. There we go. Bottom right. With a little flap gauge by the co-pilots. We're coming in way too hot. By the co-pilots. Yoke. Oh, we're coming in way too fast. It's okay though. Our pilots like the extra G when we pull up at the last minute. Nice, thanks AirRam. I do tend to play a lot of Assetto Corsa. We've got like a weird Assetto Corsa addiction. Oh! A little bit of a... Oh dear. Not the best of landings. But it will do. Any landing that you can walk away from, as they say. I want to turn it. Oh, it's an SR-62. Why is there a military plane there? What's this secret spy plane? It's SR-72, isn't it? Oh dear, we only got 58 for our takeoff performance. 73. We're getting worse. This is like me in real life. The more I spend doing something. Oh, it's because I did a bit of a joyride for the landing. I just wanted to get off the runway. Okay. Could have done better, but I feel like it was my fault. I think we can go for a little two-tool flight then. That's it, a Blackbird. I don't know why they've landed a Blackbird there. I guess they ran out of models. So let's go. Let's do a local flight then. Why not? I'm going to take the Cessna Skyhawk. Just S-turn, just swerving left and right. Don't larger planes have additional flaps on them, don't they? That's what, I mean, the air brakes for scrubbing off the speed. But I guess with them, you would know ages in advance, and the computer would probably tell you anyway. Let's put the weather to cirrus clouds. Time of day. Let's go for a morning takeoff, and then the sun should come up. That'll be nice. So we'll take off from London City, and we'll land at my local one. Yeah, I've got it. I've Ortho XP'd to a really high resolution the whole southeast of England where I live. I've gotten totally all in. To say it's like 200, 300 gig or something of textures. And I want to do the whole of Earth and put it on a, just buy an external hard drive. Actually, that's probably a bad idea. Just buy a big hard drive, stick it in the computer, just have it, the whole Earth done to a high res. Yeah, those of you in chat, and if you're familiar with the flight planning for setting up your flight, because I've never done it. All I know is enter brings up the air traffic control box. In chit chat, are you the guy I was talking to before, weren't you? Or do you mean Chichester, the place, or do you mean in northeast England? Well, the thing is that you got no milk. It literally took, I think it took about 15 hours to download and process the southeast of England at the resolution I picked. So to do the whole world, you probably talk. I mean, the thing is, you wouldn't really bother doing deserts, would you? But to do the whole world, you're talking a lot of space. It's probably only really worth doing like cities and not, nice areas. Tourist guide. There's nothing interesting here. Oh, it seems to be taking a while to load. Oh, okay, I'm going to get a cup of tea whilst this loads, so I'll be back in a second, guys. I need a faster kettle. They should sell turbo kettles that make your tea 10 times faster. I'd pay good money for that. What's your problem with it, Aram? Are you on about Ortho XP? The one problem I've got with Ortho for XP, I think that's what it's called, is it's if I load to my local airport, it doesn't load any terrain, but it depends which airports I load at. If I load it at some airports, it loads properly, so it just seems to be a bug with it loading at certain airports. I think if I load into a 3D airport, it's fine. And I'm not sure what's going on, because I've Ortho XP'd the whole of London as well, and that's fine, as you'll see. And the terrain and stuff works on that properly. Hi Sven, just having a cup of tea, we'll be back in a second. Righty. Let's put the tea on the table. Mad Catz Fly Fight. What is that? A flight yoke or a joystick? I always found the of the joysticks out there. This X65 is alright. I know the X65 has a habit of wearing out. The cables inside the throttle part of it have a tendency to wear out, but mine's been really good since I've had it. But the Thrustmaster T stick's a good cheap one. That is a good idea, Mark Grace. Sounds like something that will break after a month of using it, though. Right, I'm just gonna have a sip of a drink before we take off. I've got a video on my YouTube channel, Rob. I basically get about 50 FPS, but obviously it uses Flying-Side FX has its own like asynchronous time warp to it. Hi, Morogox. So, we need to put the brakes on here. As I said, was there anyone in chat that has knows how to use the Garmin control planner? Yeah, I've got my hobnobs. I mean, what else do you need in life? Rob Stolt, can you help me out here? I need to know the name of the airport though. I don't even know the name of my airport. Oh look, I thought you were answering my request. Why is a car driving across the runway and it's just disappeared? I thought you were answering my request for a guide. Hi Busan. Okay. So, flight plan. Departure. This is what London City is apparently called. I should have took off from London Gatwick because I've taken off from there in real life quite a few times. Not as a pilot, obviously. What is? I need to know what Rochester Airport's called. Let's have a look. Rochester Airport name. There's that website. It's called Skyscanner or something. Oh, it's called Greater Rochester International Airport. That can't be. That must be the American one. Yeah, that's the American airport. Rochester, UK, or maybe it's Chatham.
Tower, November 03 X-ray, Papa.
Oh, it's called Rochester Airport. Here we go. RCS, I think it's called. So I don't know if it'll come up in game as RCS. Yeah, well, Gatwick's easy to know. RCS. Oh, it has to be the full one. So what's the full name for Rochester Airport? Oh. IATA, I guess that's the airport name. Or is it AC? Right, hang on. What does this mean? IATA, what does that stand for? Is that like the International Airport something? High zero skill. You can put me in an airport that's in like Brazil or something. This flight's taken rather long. I've been streaming for 4 days now and our Cessna has yet to pass the Atlantic. It says EGTO on this one. Oh, here we go. IATA stands for International Air Transport Association Airport Code, and ACAO stands for International Civil Aviation Organisation Airport Code. This is a bit British. This The International Civil Aviation Organization airport code. Don't fly, you don't have enough money. So, Rochester code was RCS, but EGTO. That's not confusing if you're a pilot. Let's try EGTO. Or ICAO. Yeah, there you go. It was asking for the ICAO. We're going to my local airport in Rochester. Chatham, Rochester. It's kind of between the two towns. I don't know if it is Chatham or Rochester. From London City. This is nothing like London City Airport. For a start, we're missing Canary Wharf and some of the buildings. So one, I guess you could buy a scenery pack, but we're not doing that. Route. We're doing it at 500. Is that meters? Nautical, nautical meters. Oh, there goes the car again on the runway. Suicide car. England is my city. Osama bin Laden. Glad you've joined us for this flight, Mr. Osama. This can only be a coincidence. We've got the thing. I just need to. The en route altitude, is that in meters? 500 meters a bit. I want to go a bit higher. Let's say 700. Okay. File. So I've filed that, but doesn't that actually, does that show my route on here? we're blocking all of London City Airport traffic. It's alright, it's just rich bankers, so it doesn't really matter. I'm already running ortho for XP, zero skill, just like I'm ahead of you. We've already scanned the whole southeast of England, photo reel to the maximum detail, hard drive completely full. I need to set my, how do we set it on here? Nav. It's like I've stolen this Cessna, but of OBS. I'm using the Open Broadcaster. Message. FPL. Oh, flight plan. How do we input our journey then? Oh, select approach. This is immediately intuitive. FPL. That's, yeah, okay. So how do I add my destination onto this? Let's have a sip of the coffee. It's almost as if you should look at these things online before doing them. I'm just going to take off in a minute. If anyone in chat can... I'm having my biscuit, but if anyone in chat can tell me what I need to do to get the Destin Airport in. Button has a D. Rest the button that has a D. Okay. So what does FPL stand for? Is that... What's FPL? Why is everything abbreviated? Virtually everything's an abbreviation. And then... Hang on. That's what I've got, zero skill. I'm ahead of you, don't worry. I've full res textures, full res streets, all lined up. Everything's spot on. But unfortunately, I don't know how to operate the sat nav. Yeah, London, the buildings are a little bit off in London though. Yeah, I've got London City as where I'm starting. But I want to put my destination as what I'd put into the air traffic controller. Okay, I'm Googling it. How to set flight plan in Xplane 11. Oh, there we go. We've got X check. It's a YouTube video. I've got everything set up to the max, but I don't know how to fly. Well, I'll just do it by. I'll just wing it. No, let's just wing it. I can't work out his sat nav. It's all right. Game of Muscle is in the air. Fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. Oh, we need to mute this guy. Let's take off. Sip of the tea before we go for takeoff. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember to fasten your seatbelts. We're going to be flying from London City to Rochester Airport. The toilets are located on the left wing. Please open the door and dangle from the wing whilst you excrete your bodily fluids. The refreshments are located on the right wing. Should we fly through a cloud, dangle from the wing, open one's mouth, and you will be thoroughly rehydrated. We've got a traffic jam here. And the safety features of this plane are that there aren't any, so please hope that we don't crash. Here we go. Following instructions from the chat room, we won't be using the flaps. I don't know what speed we're supposed to rotate with the Cessna. We'll just let it take itself off. Is that an iPhone straight to the wing spot? I don't know. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Don't know what that is. So we're gonna. I'll get a little bit higher. I feel like we're about 500 meters.
November 03 X-ray. Papa. Fly heading 090. Runway 9er. Clear for takeoff.
Hope he wasn't.
Heading 090. Runway 9er. Cleared for takeoff. November 03 X-ray. Papa.
Okay, let's work out where we are. Well, biscuits are blocking the monitor. There we go. I now see the River Thames, which allows me to work out where I am. The Millennium Dome is just in that gap between the
November 01 X-ray. Papa.
wing support.
90. Runway 9er. Clear for takeoff.
So North London is to our right, South London to our left.
Cleared for takeoff. November 01 X-ray. Papa.
No, let's fly over the Thames estuary then. I don't know what zoom in and zoom out is on here. That'd be handy.
03 X-ray. Papa. Contact center on 135.95.
You can, yeah, it is pretty good with VR, but you have to buy Flying Side. Well, you can try the demo for free, but it's 40 quid I think, or 35 quid for the VR, just for the VR support. It's not native to the game. It's Flying Side XP, and so it sounds like a lot, and I think it is if you're super cash like me. But if you're really into your flight sims, you know, you'll get the value from it. The nice thing with Flying Side is that the developers have done a ton to get it actually working reasonably well. Look at the graphics! Absolutely incredible. Might be lacking a few skyscrapers. I'm playing with the X55 HOTAS. Oh, is it?
November 01.
I didn't know that.
Papa.
Upon Mark.
Contact center on 135.905.
Contact center on 135.905.
But I have to say, Xplane 11 is...
X-ray. Papa.
It is the first flight sim I've played where, out of the box, you know, I mean, obviously I've got Auto for XP installed, so it's not, you know, you can't really tell from this video, but even if you don't install anything, out of the box you get really good physics, some really nice planes, and the terrain and everything else, the autogen, how it all works is really nice. Page up, page down, I don't know what you're talking about. I need to zoom my chat window out because I can only see 2 messages at a time, so sorry if I'm missing messages here. Oh, nice! Do a barrel roll, okay. Which one's a barrel roll? Can we do a barrel roll in a Cessna? We can do a roll. I don't think we can do a barrel roll. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's drop a bit of altitude and then get a bit of speed up. Oh, did I miss the Thames estuary? Don't think I did. I think we did actually. Here we go. Should be enough speed for a barrel roll. It's more just a roll than a barrel roll, but you know, I'm trying. Whoa! Hold on to your top hats. There we go. That's a barrel roll-ish, vaguely. I did it so smooth the T stayed in the cup. That was a barrel roll. Oh, the zoom buttons, yeah, but I'm using my HOTAS, so my keyboard's just out of the way. I normally have it. I did have it bound to my HOTAS, but I've messed that up. So Dartford Crossing is just to our left, down below us. My next door neighbours work here in one of these factories. Some high G. This is a Cessna, not a fighter jet. Can't have too much excitement. My passengers will all bail out. Look at it. I mean, this is really nice. I've just set this to morning, basically English weather. But the way that the game has done the haze and the atmospheric effects, and then the way the lighting's been picked up by the buildings, absolutely stunning. Not as good as a cup of tea, but as far as flight simulators go, I'm flying to my local airport first, just in a nice little flight, and then we'll get in a fighter jet. So there's Dartford Crossing. As you can see with the Author for XP, it's, you know, this is probably, well, it is actually exactly what it looks like. I'm going to, last time I went on holiday, I videoed from the window from Gatwick Airport. So I'm going to do a comparison video with a jet in this, and then we'll compare it with that footage, and it'll be interesting to see how the graphics hold up. If you live locally, you get a pass for the Dartford Crossing, but it's still, I think you still have to pay quite a bit. There it is. L Dartford Crossing, and then just above the Dartford Crossing there's the IKEA, I think. Is it Blue Water? There's a shopping. Oh yeah, there is an IKEA, and there's that bunch of outlet shops. It always gets blocked at Christmas time. That's how you know. Fly to the seaside, boys and girls. I love how at 1,000 foot or so you can enjoy the glorious muddy banks of the River Thames. It's probably just dead bodies piled up underneath that mud. From going back all the way to Roman times, just dead bodies stuck in the mud from people that have tried to cross the Thames. I don't know how it works. My girlfriend's parents live close to the crossing, and I'm not sure if they pay for each crossing. Or I think they have a certain amount of paths they can do, but it's all automated now. Since about, I think about like 4 or 5 years ago, they changed the system. It might have been even 3 years ago or so, and it automatically scans your... You have to have a thing inside your car and it automatically scans it. This is where they unload the freight containers and what have you from the ships. Does a Cessna have a kettle in it? Like, does it have tea making facilities in the craft? Has it got enough power to keep a kettle going? Scumbag money horse. Well, the current UK government is absolutely mental. People thought Margaret Thatcher was bad. Theresa May's next level. It's like having a tumour in government, really. But what can you do? I didn't vote for her, so I don't know what you can do really, other than maybe set fire to yourself. I think some of the Scandinavian governments are all right. Kettle-sexuals. I don't know though, because I've lived briefly in France and England, so I haven't lived in other countries enough to sort of truly experience the joys of each country's government. Look at the little light flashing on the wingtip. That's nice. Just for those of you wondering how much a house this far out of London, 30 minutes flight outside of London, you're still talking ridiculous money here. Oh, we're coming up to... It's Essex, I think, in front of us. Would you like a one-bedroom flat? That'll be £250,000. All for the pleasure of living within an hour of London. Congratulations. Aren't Swedish people super racist? Supposedly. That's what I've heard. I don't know. I mean, all the Swedish people I know have been really nice and didn't seem racist, but as a culture, I mean, especially English people are really racist. I mean, I've seen quite a lot of racism in England, so maybe it's just everyone's racist. What can you do? The thing is, with some countries that seem expensive, the pay is quite good, so it balances out. The problem is the UK, the median income isn't really reflective of the prices, especially in the south of England. North of England is not too bad, but then you're living in the north of England, so... Here we go, this is the Thames Estuary. I mean, Ortho for XP is fantastic, because you can actually see all the details, and there's a famous path down here, which, I mean, of course, I have to bring attention to, because who doesn't like a good path? I forgot what it's called though, so that's good. I don't know why I bothered bringing that up, seeing as I've forgotten the name of it. But basically, there's a path on the beach down here. It's a bit further up. And at low tide, there's sticks. Oh, the Broomway, that's it. There's sticks marking the path out, so you know where you're going. But basically, if it's foggy and the tide comes in, you're dead. But people used to walk it hundreds of years ago because it was just a convenient flat bit of land to walk on to, you know, as opposed to walking through farms and forests and what have you. Alright, Zero Skill, thanks for coming along. He's got some more studenting to do, I assume. 3D printing and studenting. I'm going to just change it to Mr. 3D Printer. Can you 3D print me a new prosthetic nose? I didn't check how much fuel I've got in my aircraft. I hope it's fueled up to the max. Well, I'm not flying a jet, so it's alright. We can fly into buildings and not do any damage. So, I think this is Essex down here. Unless I'm totally off mark. But we're going to follow the coastline, the Thames Estuary. And then we'll fly up the River Medway. And land at my local airport. More right idea. My dissertation for my degree was so bad. I wrote it in like 8 hours. I started on the night before it was due in. It passed, but it was pretty bad. That's what you know, doing Mickey Mouse degree, they sort of let you get away with murder. It's on lunch breaks. Never-ending lunch break. Clear. So this land here on the right, if you look out the right-hand window, this is all military property basically, and there's this is where they used to launch blimps from and test planes and test fight ejector seats and all that kind of stuff. This is nice and chilled out. I mean, it's nice with flight sims. It's just chilled out. A little bit of stutter. Something wrong. This definitely isn't a realistic portrayal of the United Kingdom because it's not raining right now. We set the weather a bit off. We've got all this weird marshland down here that just... I guess it's part of the Thames Estuary. It's just deposits of silt that's built up. What's your distinction in? I always thought it'd be fun to get a doctorate in a some like rubbish subject, just so you could call yourself a doctor, but actually you're a doctor in useless information. Does it? I don't think a Cessna has an autopilot, does it? We've got the little dash panel there. Okay, let's fly up the river. So we should fly past Chatham Dockyard, and I'll take a bit of power off. This is where the Spanish destroyed the I don't think it's the Spanish or the French, some other navy destroyed the English navy here. There's sunk ships, tons of sunk vessels in this stretch of water, so it ended up getting reinforced with tons of forts and what have you. Now it's just, there's a graveyard down there. I know, it's car factory storage. It's all the little vehicles. Yeah, now it's pretty much all just industry. But it's the remnants of forts and what have you. Under the squawk box, it's the bottom thingy in the middle. Oh, the that panel there. I think I've got myself a little bit lost here. I might have flown a bit too far south. Oh, I see where we are. I know where we are. I needed to turn right. Turn right at the next turning. There we go. Let's have a look. Where are we? Regain our bearings here. Totally lost myself. I'm actually completely lost. But it was the route. We were on the Thames estuary, and now we're... God knows where we are. Okay. Next river down, I think it is the River Medway. Oh, we could do. I don't know if it's in the game. By default, I'd have to scan it with Ortho for XP. Alright, Gex Max, thanks for coming along. Yeah, I think we need to go down a bit further. Down the coast a bit further. Yeah, there's this bit of where the estuary comes out there. And it goes across. It sort of joins with the Thames estuary. There's been stories of people canoeing and they've gone down here and then they've gone round and they've ended up just going around in circles and not realising that they've just gone around in circles. There we go, that's the one we're going for down here, I think. And then there's a entry point on the right. Be good fun to canoe that, actually. What's an what's a 172R? Is that what I'm flying now? All I know is it's a Cessna. Don't know the actual names of the planes. Don't be ridiculous. Call this Floodland. You can, but you need flying side. But someone said in chat earlier that they're adding official VR support at some point, so hold on to your horses. We're zooming along here. Call this Floodland. Yeah, I definitely think they've absolutely nailed the atmospheric effects in this game. We're going to end up in Brighton at this rate. Well, first it'll be Faversham. I'll go all the way around the coast, so quite a while to get to Brighton actually, but if we miss our river turning. You can use, you can move your head forwards, Paul, for VR. When I'm flying VR, you know, if you're flying like a passenger plane, like something slow, not doing night stunt flying, you can just move your head to look at the dial. It's not like you have to keep sat further back, so it's not really a problem. It's not really bothered me. What are you doing? Are you in America? Why are you still up? Night at midday. Makes no sense. Sweet dreams. Fuel. Where's your actual fuel gauge on there? Oh right, okay. 11 PM in New Zealand. I think we've missed our river. And we're now flying towards Faversham. We'll see. There'll be a train line that's very obvious, and then we'll have to work our way out. I've canoed most of this coastline, so I should recognise it. It doesn't help that Xplane has decided to put trees and giant trees and houses along the coast here, where this coast, there's quite a few buildings on it, but there aren't many trees on the coast here in reality. Let's have a look. The fuel gauge is a small gauge on the left. Let's zoom in and have a look. Oh, okay. Oh, are we approaching empty here? Does that mean we're running out of fuel? Do we have... Oh, we're also flying straight into the ground. Are we low on fuel there? Yes, I think we might be a bit low on fuel. Where's the nearest airport? We're going to have to crash land in a minute because I've underestimated how much fuel we've got. Oh no! Yeah, I'm using a monitor this time. Not even in VR, now I'm failing to read the gauges. Okay, we need to find an airport. What's the... There we go, there's the map. Where am I? You. Okay, we're going to land at this. Oh no! Which is an airport? I don't know what an airport is on here. And maybe are these big circles the airports? DDR is the closest. Is that Dover? Dover Airport. I don't think we're going to make it. What's this EG-14? Is that a runway? I think we're going for that. We're going for EG-14 because it's the closest one. They probably don't have any facilities. We're actually at a good altitude, actually, so if I need to glide here. So what is EG? Is this an airport, EG-14? Canterbury. We're going to Canterbury, boys and girls. Okay. We can get a cream tea whilst we're on our way there. Where is the actual runway there? I don't have can't visibly see it. We'll fly over the top of it. Oh, look at this sun. The sun's rising in the cockpit. That looks awesome. I can't see the bloody runway. I think Canterbury's, it's literally a field. It'll be another one of those World War II airports. Apparently it's right below us, but... Oh, is that it there? Let me just fly over the top of it. Okay. Yeah, so we can... I mean, I don't know how it works in this sim if you wanted to refuel. I'm tempted to risk it and see if we can get to... No, I don't think we can get to any other airport. Canterbury it is. and then we'll... I don't know if it automatically refuels you. No, I've ruined your life, the red truck. This is really good fun. In a strange way, Author for XP definitely makes it, because you get to then do that whole thing you do where you look on Google Maps and you just browse around at places. Right, let's do an approach before we run out of fuel and drop out the sky. Although, you know, the nice thing with the planes is they don't just drop out the sky. Can't see the bloody runway again. Oh, there it is. We're still too high for it. I think we could probably make... I don't know. I don't know if the fuel gauge is low, because it seems that we've been on empty for ages. It probably has like a massive safety reserve in it. Oil. We've got plenty of oil. Yeah, well... let's just go for the landing then. To line ourselves up a bit. It doesn't have any lights or anything. This is literally... yeah, we'll glide it in. But I don't think we could glide... we're not high enough altitude to glide to Rochester. Oh, it's literally just a field, this airport. Or like just a... they've tarmacked it in the game, but... where is it? I spy my little eye, something beginning with incompetent pilot. Probably it's in like a clearing, so it's really hard to actually see. Where is the runway? I cannot see the runway. Apparently it's in front of us somewhere. Zoom in on the map, it tells you the actual orientation. Oh, there we go. Because it's too close to us. Should probably put the map on a second monitor. That'd be helpful. I can't see it. Apparently it's right below us. Oh, there it is. Because the runway's on a cliff of death. Because it's Author for XP's messed up a little bit there. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, we'll just fly down. This is total disaster approach, but at least I know where it is now. So we'll come around. Oh, we're running out of fuel as well. Put the mode on the map in ILS. What does that mean? I don't understand these abbreviations. We'll do that once I've landed. I've got visual-ish on the runway. The runway that's been built onto a cliff face. It's hidden by the trees. Oh dear, this is going to be the worst landing. It's behind us. There we go. Stalling. Let's do a really tight turn and put the flaps on and hope. Well, there we go. Stall warning. Oh dear. Why can't I see it? Oh, it's there. Okay. Oh, we're just going to come in at an angle. We've left it too late. Flaps. There's our little bit of tarmac. Okay. I don't know how to do that. I think we've just landed on a bit of road by accident. Oh. Oh, smackdown. Get ready for the cliff face drop. Whoa. See, most extreme airport in the southeast. There's no wind. Right. How do you... is there a way to refuel? Let me change my chat window here because I can't see anything. You're going to crash. We survived it. We survived it. We're next to the windsock. It's all good. IFR. What is IFR? What are you on about? Is it on here? There's too many buttons. It's alright, passengers didn't need functioning limbs to exit the plane with. I don't know how we get that on the screen. Throwing all these. Okay, have you gone? I'm trying. I want to click on the GPS screen. It should be touch screen. In the top bar menu thing, check the glove box. I can't even go in the glove box. There isn't one, is there? We don't have a glove box. Let's get some fuel in this beast. I want to fly to my local airport, even if it kills me. I've got a glove bag. There is no glove box! No glove box! How do I get the satellite view on here? Oh, this is the... Now my plane's making bloody Morse code at me. V-lock. How do I get like a nice little map on my screen there showing where we're going? Oh, sorry, my chat's not updated. There is at the bottom right of the cockpit. I don't know what's going on here. Under the right yoke. What? Just click anything until you work out what it does. That's how you learn how to fly. I don't know what's going on anymore. Yeah, so where did you say that fuel was to actually refill? I should have guys coming out to service my plane to try and charge me loads of money. What's to the right of the cabin air pull on? The black indentation. What are you on about? Oh, here. Oh, we got a glove box. They got a glove. What's in the glove box? What is that? We need VR to investigate. Oh, who is that? Oh, clicked it and it disappeared. Oh, there we go. We've got a bobblehead. It's the developer. He's just laughing at me now. Just laughing at my inability to refuel the plane. I thought you were joking about the glove box. Why is his head dancing to the music? These are important features for flight simulators. If anyone was on the fence for buying Xplane 11, this is pretty much the top feature for Xplane 11. If you were sort of thinking, oh, it looks quite fun, I quite like planes, I like physics, but you were like, nah, I really don't want to get it. Having a glove box with the bobblehead of the developer in it, that's all you need. That still doesn't help us refuel the bloody plane. Austin Meyer. Get back in the glove box. Oh no, he's gone permanently. I've killed Austin Meyer. I know, he's back there. We'll keep him out. Shut the glove box. There we go. Out of respect. Right. Fuel. Fuel. Come on, guys. How do I fill up with fuel at an airport, or just like where I am now? Okay, so it's just gonna. Will this just refuel my plane automatically? Maybe I had it on easy mode, so the fuel didn't even matter, because it didn't just drop out of the sky, and we seem to be on nothing. I mean, obviously they have big fuel reserves. But this is. Can you not just do this in flight? I don't understand the gaming aspect of it. I don't know if it's set up so you just refuel whenever, but that removes the intensity of underfueling your plane and potentially dying. Does it not have a hardcore? A hardcore mode? Or was I just running it on easy mode or something? Just pretend. Oh, that's not good. Come on, Xplane. Oh, you have to have air refueling to refuel. Yeah, so you can only refuel on the ground. Oh, that's all right. That's fine. Because normally you're only going to land at an airport. Before, oh, okay, but you could technically just land in a field, and yeah, but you know, if you've got a Cessna, you're probably rich enough to have a mate that you can phone up and say, look, run out of fuel, can you come and refill my plane so I don't get caught? Okay, well, we're good to fly to our local airport now, I think. Why does our fuel still say nothing? If I click apply changes, is it gonna move us? If this moves us, I'm gonna have a mental breakdown. No, we're alright. There we go, with fuel's working. Let's fill her up a bit more then. Oh no, let's not. I think we've got plenty of fuel. Okay. Yeah, I just called my rich friends. We're gonna have to do a bit of a turn on this runway. Yeah, but it's not the red truck. It's not the cost of the plane, is it? It's the bloody keeping it in a hangar and then have the pilot's license just to fly a Cessna. It's like 250 quid per lesson, and then you need, what is it? Is it 100, 150 hours? I don't know how many hours it is, but it's a lot of hours. Let's take the brakes off to be able to be allowed to fly on your own, and then you got to store it. I guess you just rent one. I guess I don't know how it works. But then you got to also, yeah. Whoa! Bit bumpy off road here. Come on. Oh, come on! This vehicle is reversing. Okay. We've got the bump on the track here. The track, the wrong way. Whoa! We're good to go, boys and girls. Welcome back to Air Force Muscle. Let's... Oh! There we go. Pushed into the air. Will we make it before the trees? I think so. We've got the flaps down. Right, we continue our flight. I bet it's not particularly profitable though. It was like the launch on the aircraft carriers. Right, so we're going to my local airport now, since we weren't a little bit off target. Let's use the map this time to actually find out where we're going. We were going towards Dover by accident, and now we're going back towards Dover. For some reason, we keep ending up pointing towards Dover. I don't know why. It's like there's a giant magnet in Dover. And there we go. We've got Boeing 737-800. So we just landed in Canterbury. I didn't even know Canterbury had an airport. Apparently it's just a strip of tarmac. That's not where we're going to this one. Can I right click on the map to get it to put that as my destination? Okay. They've got a plane on fire above us. So what are we flying over now? Our flight path is a little bit... Not sure what happened there. Not exactly an efficient flight path. Okay. I don't even know how to get the GPS of the plane working. Oh, we can follow the motorway because this motorway leads to the airport, so that's good. There's a golf course down here. Let's change the weather. Let's get it nice and sunny. There we go, it's a bit more clear. I'll put rain for when we come into landing. Well, I will put the rain on in a minute. Look at this bridge going across the valley down there. That's cool. The nice thing with Xplane is they've actually, you know, they've modelled a lot of the motorways and things, and the roads are based on the real world roads. But that was a little bit abrupt, that one. But it does look awesome. think that's a train. Unfortunately, the trains are all American trains, even in the UK. There's probably a mod for that though. Is that a solar farm? I'm not sure what town that is. Oh, we can put the flaps up now. Whoa! I had the nose pointed down because we had the flaps up. We had the flaps fully down, so the plane was just lifting off. I don't know how these Cessna's fuel works. We've got 2 fuel tanks, but I don't know if it takes all the fuel from one tank first or if it uses both at the same time. I'd assume you can select which fuel tank you're using, but... It's like a summer's day now. If only you could just press a dial to get the sun out in real life. This is Auto for XP. I scanned the whole of southeast of England. So it is photo real, yeah. There's a selector in the middle of the cockpit for what does it do? Bearing in mind we had to do an emergency landing at Canterbury. Was it Canterbury? I don't know. I've lost the plot. The Cessna's getting to me. Don't think we can't deal with anything too complicated here. Let's have a look on the map where we're going. Off target, as usual. Let's turn to the right a bit. Oh, fuel tank select, okay. Middle of the cockpit, let's have a look. just flying around in a ginormous circle. Our flight path is like some crazed, drunk lunatic has somehow found themselves in a Cessna. Moral of the story is never let me in a plane. I should do a flight lesson actually, it'd be pretty funny. Not for the instructor, mind you, they'd probably have a heart failure, but for me it'd be quite entertaining. It's bloody expensive. Hi Tuna, welcome back. Is that a free mod or is it a pay for mod? I'll have to look into it. I'm just running the game vanilla at the moment, trying to get back into flight sims a bit. I don't know these I don't know if they're good or bad or, you know, I don't know anything. I'm like a stock pilot master when it comes to flight sims. In my Flight Sim X, I only ever had default stuff in it. I need to bind a map button to my HOTAS, that'd be handy. Updated every day. What is he adding to it to update it every single day? I'm going to have to Auto XP Europe. Are they saying that? When I flew, last flew across Europe, I flew over Belgium. We see Holland in the distance. Italy and like Germany. I was flying over France, but you obviously could see all the other countries. For the most part, it was just fields. Nothing too exciting to look at until you get to the Alps. That looked amazing. Yeah, I definitely get some of these mods. We're just flying to my local airport at the moment. And then I'm going to get in a passenger jet and check that out. We kind of missed my airport by sort of 150 miles or so. There's trees in the motorway there. Don't you hate it when there's trees on the motorway? Slows the traffic down. It's a new traffic calming measure introduced by the English government. They were looking, you know, it was a Boris Johnson proposal. Trees in the motorway. And, you know, for some reason, they did it. Just trees right along the motorway. Well, Switzerland's not that big, so yeah, it probably is worth it. Let's say it took about 15 hours to process southeast of England. I think I might have already scanned some of France. I'll have to have a look. Let's have a look where we are. Oh God, why do I keep veering off course? What is wrong with me? I keep turning to the left. I've got some kind of disorder, and we're going to fly into this Beechcraft Monarch. I don't even know what type of plane that is. Let's fly straight at him. That'll give him a... I think he's at a higher altitude than us. There's probably a... Well, with collision course. No, we've missed him. He was at a different height. There we go. Oh, that must be... okay, I know where we are now, because that's Maidstone to our left. I now can visually tell where we are. Yeah, I'll have to do... I want to do that with a glider, Lauren. I think that'd be good. So at this altitude, this is the sort of height where the photoreal terrain plus the autogen comes together. Because the autogen's not perfect, but it just gives a bit of three-dimensionality rather than the floor looking like a flat texture. And at this altitude, it's enough that you sort of get the sense of buildings, but you know, you can't tell that they're all the same. There's only like 10-15 buildings. Yeah, well, I'd have been murdered. I need to play some more of IL2, you know. Not IL2. What's it called? I think it is it's a new IL2, but that works in VR. But I end up wanting to vomit after playing that. It's too hardcore. But it's good fun. Turning right here. Why do I'm always going too far to the left? What is wrong with me? Here we go. I think that's right. What's GB Pro? Is that for 3D models? See, I don't know all these insider tips. Oh, before we land at Rochester Airport, I'm going to fly over St Mary's Island, which I can just see in the distance, and Chatham Harbour. Xplane 10 is the older version of this. I wouldn't bother with it now, because all the development focus is being put into Xplane 11, and Xplane 10 is quite old. I mean, it's awesome, but just get Xplane 11. Oh, there's the airport to our left. That's where we're going to be landing. You see, I've walked around this area, all down here. And, you know, this is actually pretty spot on. I've even flown over this in the passenger jet, but it was too high to really tell what it looked like that clearly. There's a go-kart track down there. Well, this should be using. I think this is using the OSM data as well as part of Ortho XP, Ortho 4 XP, I believe. I mean, this is right, and the hill's kind of right. And they've got the big buildings are there. There's the Halfords and you know, Home Depot, whatever it's called. They've not got the Asda there. They've got the buildings kind of right, but. Boeing have a facility here as well, like a secret facility. Not secret anymore. Shut down the stream. Game of Muscles just ruined national secrets. Probably actually could get into trouble for saying that. But there's a whole bunch of stuff there. I think it's where they developed the, you know, the holographic displays for Americans and well, you know, they're contractors all over the world, but for the military fighter jets. The ones where they've got cameras on the outside of the helicopters and planes, so the pilot can see as if there's no plane around them. I think that's where they develop it. All right, Poem, is that a free add-on? I'll have to scroll through the chat and note all these things down. On our left, there you go, St Mary's Island. They're building new houses there, and. Chatham's historic dockyard is populated with houses. It's where it's a little bit off. Dovetail Games are based just down in the centre of the view. They make Train Simulator, and they've currently got the license for Flight Simulator. They're based right in the middle of the camera now. Oh, nice one. I'll definitely get that. So this river here is where the I think it was the Spanish fleet destroyed the English fleet, just completely decimated the English navy, and then that's what spurred them on to build loads of defences and things. Exciting. Oh, up Castle, just below us. Let's nosedive towards up Castle. Okay. Whoop. And now I'm gonna come into land when people tend to fly over my house in reality and pretty much crash into us. That is spot on there. I mean, there's a bit too many trees, and maybe there's more buildings in real life, but that looks pretty realistic. Gone are the days when you play a flight sim and it's just complete guesswork as to where you are. But the having the photo scan terrain definitely adds a lot to it. They've actually got the hills quite nicely captured as well, because it's quite hilly here. Quite a lot of valleys. This isn't on the River Thames. This is River Medway. It's just below the Thames. I don't know where the runway is. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see. Coming over here. Wave at Game of Muscle. We've flied over a house somewhere. Can't see it. These houses are wrong. This is all miserable British terraced housing in reality. We're coming in way too hot. Flaps down. Let's just bury the plane in the ground. It's nice that this is a grass runway, because it is in real life as well. And oh, not bad. That was quite smooth. getting better. Land better on grass. Maybe that's a British pilot thing. We'll fly to the aircraft hangars. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's a nice thing with flight simulators that have the whole globe in them. Obviously, the developer of this didn't really. Obviously, their focus was not putting in a random local airport in the UK, but it's there. Oh, we're going to cross the runway there. Please don't hit me. No one's going to be landing here. This airport's only ever really used on the weekend. Thank you, Rob Stark. I feel like I've achieved greatness. It was all because of the bobblehead. As soon as we put the bobblehead on from the glove compartment, which we did close, I thought I left it open there. That could have been a disaster. As soon as we put the bobblehead on, everything went swimmingly. The place is going to spontaneously combust now when we park it up. See, there are buildings like this at the end of the runway in real life as well, and yeah, so done a good job. Let's just park this up here. Fantastic. So next flight, we're going to go. I think let's do a quick flight from London Gatwick, and we'll fly to Paris or something. Let's have a look outside the plane. Power of the dev. Oh dear. Oh, flaps putting back to 0, 1, whatever. It's shift and number. There we go. So you can see it's actually quite hilly, and in real life, it is actually a fairly big hill there. There should be a bridge over it across the motorway. Let's have a look. See if they put it in. There you go. It's a little bit broken. I mean, this is cool though, because I've walked down here, walked along here, down this bridge, across here, and then there's a path. Look, it's actually scanned it really well. There's a path that goes all the way along here, all the way along here. It comes out up. There's a pub there. Comes out up here. Yeah, and they've got that slope there. So normally what happens is if you walk around this area, you see all the planes coming in. Either they come in over the city or they come in from this hill, and they're typically all like bunched together. But yeah, this is spot on. So I've walked around this whole area. So it's pretty amazing what sort of detail you can get with Ortho for XP. Bearing in mind the simulator has the whole of the Earth. I mean, look at that. Into space. Notice how the UK has a square of clouds over it, but nowhere else in the rest of the world does. Can we land on the moon? We've gone. This is what my local airport looks like from Saturn. You can just keep going into space. It might be, I'm not sure. Let's go back to the planet Earth. Xplane 11 simulates the entire universe. I think you can land a space shuttle in this game. I'll have to try that. It's not in the. You can't get the space shuttle by default in Xplane 11. It's in Xplane 10. It's amazing how fast the game runs. I do have Kerbal Space Program, but I'm terrible at it. So maybe it makes it for entertaining streaming. Here you go. You can see all the terrain that we've done with Ortho for XP here, because you can see where it isn't. This is where it's default terrain. Just looks like random fields, and then you've got the towns. A strip of Ortho XP land does make a huge difference. see if we've done. I don't think I've done any of France. Let's have a look. Oh no! What's the movement keys for the loose cam? I don't know. I was doing it with. I've lost the button now. I was doing it with the Shift 4 camera and then using the less than key to zoom out and the greater than key to zoom in. Ah, here we go. Oh yeah, so we've done part of France. Oh, that was Spain. I don't know where we are. Oh yeah, we've got a huge chunk of Europe here. I might have actually done the Alps. That's been all ortho for XP there. So actually I probably do have a chunk of Europe done. If you mean those ones that are like blocked, I live in those. Alright. If I press C for free cam, the zoom in and zoom out doesn't work. But I know I can zoom in, but I can't physically move the camera. I'm not sure where this is. It's France, but there's a Calais over here. Where are we? It's quite confusing looking at looking at countries from 2 miles up. This music's really irritating. Let's just swap that out. Where's the Nürburgring? Let's have a look. We'll fly over that. We'll get a passenger jet and we'll fly over the ring, the Nordschleife. Let's have a look. I don't think I've got that scanned. Well, yeah, I know it's in Nürburgring, but I meant relatively speaking. Nice one, the red truck. Well, I'm going to fly over the Alps, I think, because I haven't actually done that yet, and I've scanned that, so it'll look nice. Let's have a look. Flight. Change location. What's a good airport in the Alps, guys? We'll fly the SR-71. Let's go for the Boeing 737 in the Alps. Apello International. I hear that's a rather difficult airport to land in. Leon probably got that'll be close enough. What's LOWI? Oh, Isenbrook. Okay. Everyone goes on about that airport. Oh, I forgot to set it to rainy. Sorry. Total disaster. See what happens here. I'm not going for the Nordschleife this time. I need to download the terrain for it. Otherwise, it'll literally just be, you know, it'll just be the generic Xplane 11 terrain. So it won't really be worth looking at. We'll find out this is all broken. It'll just be water. When Xplane 11 doesn't load your terrain, you just have water. I mean, the generic Xplane terrain is okay-ish. It depends where you are flying. Some places have nicer generic terrain than others, but the autogen normally makes up for it. Oh, there we go. This looks awesome. So there are key locations in the game that do look quite nice. Got a fire extinguisher. We're going to be making use of that, that's for sure. I'm not sure if it will put out the entire plane when we pile drive into the floor, but safety is important. So I don't know if this is going to turn all the engines up. We've got 2. Oh. So yeah, I guess it will. Oh look, it's got real-time reflections of the cabin. That's cool. In the window. Let's power up with the brakes on. Load it up. Load the beast up. Put the flaps down. This is your captain speaking. Please fasten your seatbelts and say your prayers. We're about to take off. We probably won't get to see your family ever again. Enjoy! Hi, Speedy. Yeah, this is a really advanced Assetto Corsa mod. Kunos have really nailed the air physics. You know, they wanted to improve the aerodynamic simulation in the game, so they thought they'd just build a full-on flight simulator, and I think they've done a really impressive job. If I'm honest, I would not want to live in the building that's at the end of the runway here. Smooth takeoff. Put the landing gear up. Put the flaps down. Look at these mountains, look fantastic. I think flight sims are really good for people that have phobias of flying. I mean, I actually hate flying in real life. Just because as a passenger, I would never mind if I was the pilot. Even though we're more likely to die if I was the pilot, that wouldn't bother me. But being a passenger in a passenger jet, I just feel like we're going to die from the moment I get on the plane. But if you do flight sims, you know, you get used to, you know what the noises do, you know what pilots generally do, what's normal and what isn't. So I think it really helps. Probably doesn't help if something abnormal happens, because you would know that something bad's going on and you'd be like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. But obviously that's very rare, so. Look at these mountains. The lighting is absolutely superb as well. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think when you feel like you're in control, even if you're more likely to kill yourself, at least you would die by your own hands. But the nice thing is, I think that's really nice with flying is I always thought like a Cessna or something was way more fun to fly, or would be way more fun to fly than a passenger jet, because you obviously would feel all the like air vortices and movements of the plane. It's really nimble. So as a pilot, you would feel everything and be, really get to be precise and get that feedback. Whereas a passenger jet, it's like driving a cross-channel ferry or something. It's not. I'm sure it'd be thrilling to land it and stuff, but I don't think it'd be as exciting. But it's nice though that obviously hardly anyone would ever get to fly a passenger jet, but you could for £250, £150 do a one-off flight in a Cessna. Well, this would be awesome to try in VR. Look at these mountains. And the autogen terrain there, absolutely superb. You see all the streets and everything. Pommark. Well, you get past a certain amount of height where you'd be dead whatever. So, once you get past like 30 metres, it doesn't 30 metres or 5 miles, it doesn't really make much difference. If you fell from that height, you're dead. So it's worth having a fear of height up to about 30 metres. After that, doesn't really matter. Yeah, these. I've flown over the Alps when I went to Croatia, and it is a pretty spectacular sight. And this looks pretty similar actually. Well, what was crazy is when I flew to Croatia and flew over. I don't know if it was like the Italian Alps or Swiss. It'd be a mixture, obviously, but they you could see people skiing, just little pricks, little pricks skiing. But you could just see like little ski slopes. You could just make out the people because it was really clear. Normally, when I'm in a plane, it's bloody cloudy. I don't have flying inside for Xplane 11. I've only got it for Windows Flight Sim, for Microsoft Flight Sim. Look at these mountains. What's especially nice is just how the lighting is being picked up. It's not glitching out or anything, and the shading on them is really nice. They've done a really good job with the graphics engine in this. I thought it was a good noun. I haven't been skiing for years. Skiing's good fun. It's a good way to break your legs. Let's have a look on the map where we are. Oh. Oh, I can't zoom out anymore. I need a bigger map. Four-man, what was it, Cessna or something? I flew to Oslo once, and that was during a thunderstorm, and it gave me an impression of how much of a battering a passenger jet can take and still be fine. As the luggage was falling out of the compartments. Okay, I'm gonna land back at the airport. It's nearly 1 a.m., 1 p.m. So it's dinner time. Where is the airport? Back there somewhere. This is your captain speaking. We're now almost at cruising altitude and are going to begin a nosedive in order to return back to the airport. Where was the airport? Let's have a look. Three-point turn in a passenger jet. Woo! Let's fly down by the mountains and have a look. See what they look like up close. Oh, there's the airport. We're not that far from it, we just flew straight up. Training sim's really weird. It's kind of therapeutic. It's quite hypnotic. I'm sorry we haven't pressurised the cabin. Everyone get your oxygen masks out. We can turn the engines off, but we're nose diving. What's our speed? 460, 70, 80, 90. Passengers blacking out. Look how fast we're going. Well, the plane landed in complete fog. I guess it was just autopilot or something, because you literally couldn't see anything. So I guess they just landed the plane with autopilot. I don't know how it works, but you know, maybe the pilot could see the lights in the distance or something. But from my passenger window, I could not see anything. We're not going to be able to land on this pass because we're going at Mach 4. I don't know. I think you can abuse passenger jets quite a lot. Yeah, well, we're going to the outer atmosphere in a minute. I'll land here first. I'm just gonna fly past the airport. See, we got a good flight path at Mach 4. That's got to be worrying if you're in a passenger jet and you can see hills to your side rather than air. Yeah, it's like an American. Please pull over your plane. Okay, let's put the flaps down. Probably too fast to put the flaps down. The turns I'm doing here, obviously in the game, you're just like, oh, I'm just turning. If you were to turn the real plane this violently, everyone would be flying out their seats. It's quite amusing how much you just don't feel things in simulators. We're banking a little bit harsh. The coffee's now spilled. Though, you know, we're balancing the G's, so it's okay. We're way too fast to land at the airport we just passed. We might have to do another pass here, unless we want to... This is like a military landing in a war zone. Don't worry, guys, we've got this. We're going way too fast. Yeah, we're going to have to do one more pass here. Let's just buzz the air traffic controller. Don't think there is a... Let's make them know that we're here. Woo! Why is there a passenger jet performing barrel rolls? I don't know. Game of Muscle Airways, you pay for the extra in-flight entertainment. That's why people fly with us. We get you to your location quickly, no messing around, and you get a bit of a roller coaster ride out of it. Okay, so we'll fly down here a bit longer, then we'll turn around. Get rid of a bit of speed, actually. We're going so fast. It says 340. Is that knots? I don't even know how fast a knot is, actually, relative to miles per hour. Cruising speed for one of these planes is what, like 500? 550? Takeoff speed's 350? Oh, now we're stalling. Scrub off that speed. Don't know what the recommended landing speed is, but where is the runway? I can't remember where the runway was. Oh, is it close to miles per hour? Okay. Put the landing gear down. It's this button. I can't actually see the runway. Oh, there it is. Now I do. So what's the landing speed? The landing speed is in a passenger jet. Oh, okay, we're coming in too fast as usual. It's alright, we got this. We got brakes. We got brakes for a reason. Get ready for tyres. Oh dear, we are coming in slightly too hot here. Oh, we're gonna touch down on that rooftop. Oh no, wait. No, we can't make that. We'll go for another pass. Sorry, guys. We'll try again. I don't even. Oh, we've got no wind, so it doesn't really matter. So I don't know if we're landing into the wind or not. Okay, we'll try that again. 140. Not 250. At Gamer Muscle Airways, we like to land at cruising speed. We feel it's more efficient and it allows us to disembark our passengers. We don't even stop the plane, we just open the doors and have everyone jump out. And then we feed everyone else in by the use of a cannon. Ayrton Key, you can't expect me to land this plane unsafely. I'm a bit close to that hillside though. We need VR to gauge the distance. I love the reflection. You can, I don't know how clear it is on the stream. You can just see the. I think it's baked, so it basically just they update reflection based off what's going on in the cockpit as a baked texture. It's not actually a real, proper dynamic reflection. Don't know. Maybe it is. You thought Ryanair was dodgy when it came to their cost cutting. You wait till you fly with Gamer Muscle Airways. Probably didn't fly out enough here. We've just done the same mistake. I've got the flaps down. What? Okay, with this woman. Oh, that's a good idea, putting landing gear down actually to slow us down a bit more. We need the speed brakes. Oh my god, the runway's there. I thought we had to go around the corner still. Total disaster, but we're coming in a little bit slower here. Do I not? I thought I did have them down. Ah! Come on. Ah! Brakes on. Oh, come on! Bird strike to end the flight. We're gonna have to drift the end of the runway here. Oh! Oh, we made it! We stopped in time! What a pro landing! Maximum velocity. The airport might have a word with us, and the dead passengers that passed out due to the excessive G load might have a word with us. It's not my fault though. Let's turn around here. I think I landed alright given that we approached at a right angle. Look at the turning circle of this plane, it's fantastic. Tokyo Drift 747. Taxi on down. That's why. Look at the birds all over the airport here. I think the bird strike's actually working this. I don't know where you're meant to park your aircraft at this airport, but we'll just follow the dotted lines. Without flying, yeah, I did have them on. I was pushing them down. Maybe they're the other way around in this plane. Where's the actual flaps gauge and what have you on here? Oh, here you go. I had them at 40. So I kept pushing down on my HOTAS, which I think that's maximum. So we did have flaps, I think. Look at this. Plane's parked. And you've got all the baggage handlers, and for some reason there's a little Ford car or something racing. Look, he's driving, racing the baggage handler. He has to speed up and stop every time he gets to the back of him. The baggage handler's drunk. He's just doing circles. Don't know what's going on there. It's left above, yeah, oh right. So what was it we were changing then? It was flat on the right hand side. That's the flat, that's what I was moving, that's what I had down. What's this other one? Isn't this, we haven't crashed yet. Whoa, we've got a vehicle to our left, watch out. Does that have clearance underneath the wing? My legs have got deep vein thrombosis. It's because all the blood's pulled from our excessive G-forces. I think we're going to hit this vehicle. Let's have a look. Why are we rocking? Why is our plane rocking left and right? Look at the birds flying around. Why is the plane bouncing up and down? I don't know what's going on there. Look at the front steering wheel thing. To zoom in. I think the ground's just super bumpy. Well, I'm tempted. Well, we could just land properly, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to take off from here without even going to the runway and see if we can get away with it. And then see if I can do a loop-the-loop. Yeah, oh, you take off with the flaps down, don't you, in a passenger jet? So let's do that. Let's see if we can make the get airborne by the end of this taxiway. I think we probably can. It was a smooth landing. I don't think anyone died. I think we can make this. Oh, he's airborne! He's going into the... gear up. Beautiful view. Okay, let's see if we can do a loop-the-loop. You can do a loop in these planes in real life. There's a video of someone doing it, a test pilot. I don't think it was loaded though. I'm not sure if you'd be able to do it with all full of fuel and baggage, but... Okay, let's give this a go. Put the flaps up if we're doing a loop. Graphics fantastic. Right, okay, we'll start off with a barrel roll. I'll get a bit more altitude. Actually, we don't need more altitude, we're fine. We're fine. Captain Muscle has made the call. So, start with a bit of a barrel roll. Okay, that's more just a roll. Plane is somewhat reluctant to do a smooth barrel roll. Almost as if we're trying to do stunts in a passenger jet. So that was a success. We succeeded with the roll there. We've just killed 5 passengers. Okay, well, we're going to do the loop here. I think we've got enough altitude to make this, so we'll... Nose down. We're at least 500 foot above the ground. Perfectly safe to be doing this. Oh, look at the wings flexing. Let's do a nice smooth loop. Oh! Oh, well, it looks nice. Oh, we're stalling. Come on. You can do it. There we go. So we plenty of space to do that. Okay, it's time to try and do a tighter loop now. A bit closer to the ground. half of passengers on Game of Muscle Airways die mid-flight. That's a risky take for... Oh, look at the wings flexing. That's not a happy aeroplane. Oh, look at the wings bending. Whoa! I don't think a passenger jet's wings are supposed to flap like a bird. Oh, I think in real life that would have ripped the plane in half. Oh, you can. It seems quite happy upside down. The majestic view of a upside down passenger jet with mountains behind it. This is how Australian airlines fly, of course. Oh yeah, let's take it into outer space. That was what I was going to do. So, there's an option here Okay, so I can choose the altitude with this screen on my right, so let's do that. Oh, you can do it on the map as well. How do I do it on the map? I can't remember how I did it. What's this music about? Ah, there you go. Thank you. Pro tips provided by Pomark. Okay, I'll turn this secondary monitor off. Don't need that. Okay, let's take this. This is what happens when we go into outer space with this plane. I mean, yeah, it's the secret spy plane, passenger jet. We're flying to the moon. Right, see what happens when we drop back into the plane at the 400,000 foot. Okay, get ready. That's the view from the ground. Whoa! Plane in space. Oh dear, I've never seen what the view from a passenger jet in outer space would look like, but now you know, in case any of you wondered what it would be like to take a passenger jet into outer space. We got the landing. We've just got to land this now. I don't think we need to worry about fuel. We've got quite a good amount of glide available to us. Here we go. On pause. It's coming from outer space, Rob. If you've never been into space, there's just Italian pop music all the time as soon as you go into the outer atmosphere. And on pause. Whoa, okay, we seem to have lost flight controls. It's almost as if a plane doesn't operate too well without any atmosphere. I think we should probably put the landing gear down. The plane doesn't... Yep, we don't really have much control of the plane at this altitude. Oh dear, we're going to be landing rear first. This is what it'll be. This is what it's like if you get a flight back from the moon in a passenger jet. We're just going to scrub off the speed here. Oh, we are dropping. We haven't got control of the plane yet. There's not enough atmosphere to push against. We're going to burn up. This is Muscle Airways to Houston. We are entering the Earth's atmosphere. Not sure what speed we're going at. I And there's our view from the ground. Oh, we've got flight surface. Oh no. Okay, it's probably better to go nose first. We are, what altitude are we at? 20, whoa, there we go, we're entering the atmosphere. We still don't have flight control here. Oh no, it's coming, it's coming. It's coming. Oh, no, right a bit. There we go. Left a bit. Oh no. Why we got a machine gun going off? What? Stabilise! Oh, we're blacking out! No! Not like this! Come on, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up! Oh dear. Go on. Go on. There we go. Cheated a bit there. Ah, oh, that was a tense moment there. We're going fast. Oh dear, that was a bit too intense for me. I don't think re-entering the Earth's atmosphere in a passenger jet is that good of an idea. Hi Miko Art. Welcome to Game of Muscle Airways, where we re-enter the... Well, I think our pilot's blacking out again. He's slowly going. Why is he blacking out? Is it because he's run out of oxygen? Oh no, he needs to open... How do we get oxygen? Oh, come on. Oh, we're dead again. We're still flying though. Will we come back? I mean, come on. It's only, we only just re-entered the Earth from outer space. It shouldn't be that much stress. Pilots are so weak. Can we open a window? I'm always overspeeding, Rob. I'm over the limit all the time. On the limit and over the limit. We'll get some blood to his head. That'll help him wake up. I can't remember where the airport was. Oh, so the I don't think I auto for XP'd this area, and this has got nice terrain where it's, you know, it's actually detailed. You know, if you're passing out, you just bit of inverse G's and you're sorted. Just try and land at 500 knots. Okay, where's the nearest airport? To our right. It always turns into this. I do serious flying and then it always turns into landing a plane from the outer atmosphere. I need to get the space shuttle though. That would be good fun. go for this airport. KPT. That's a good trick, thank you. I didn't know you could do that. Got a flight path now. Woo! Okay. Where's the airport then? Oh, there it is. That's a grass airport. We need to go to a proper airport. Can't believe the game's not crashed. We're absolutely abusing it. Is that a proper airport? No, it's another grass one. Oh, that's what I need. That'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be awesome. What's the app called? Okay, well, I'm just going to go to London Gatwick and land there at full speed because I can't find a good airport here. Give that a go. London Gatwick, here we come. No landing. We've already landed on one grass airport for today, but you know, that's just too much. You don't want to spoil the lawn. You know how hard it is to grow a good lawn. You know, it's a lot of effort. You wouldn't want to just smash it with a passenger jet. Taking ages to load. It's when you swap from like one location to one continent to another. Well, given the complexity of the terrain, though, it doesn't actually take that long to load. Be spoilt by SSDs now. We need to get some dinner. It's 1:30. Not sure what to have. Okay, here we go. So let's.
November 03 X-ray. Pop up. Runway 8 right. Hold short of runway 8 right.
Oops.
Runway 8 right. Hold short of 8 right. November 03 X-ray. Papa.
November 0.
What's the clicking noise?
Runway 8 right.
Is that the stall? Is that stalling in a passenger jet?
Runway 8 right. Hold short of 8 right. November 01
Whoops.
X-ray. Papa.
The machine gun sound is the sound of a passenger jet stalling. Stall alarm. Right. Some pizza would be nice, yes. Always have pizza. Always room for pizza. Okay, what speed are we going at here? We've got the landing gear. Oh! 330. Hang on, we need the power on full. $360. Okay, well, that's with full power. You can roll along the floor without blowing up. Let's try that again. Now we're at speed. We'll try and see if we can actually stop the plane, which I don't think we can. Where's the runway gone? Got the brakes on full. Okay, I'll turn the engine off. 4:30. Can we actually put the brakes on? Hang on. There we go. You see a little red light reflecting in the mirror in the window. Land Rover's wondering why there's a passenger jet flying past him 10 metres above the ground at Mach 4. We got this. Bit off target. I need thrust reversers, really. The acceleration. Oh, we're going to do it. It's like a Formula 1 car braking. I think we made it. Oh, come on, we need thrust reversers. I don't know how you bind them. 170. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, we made it. Bit of a turn at the end. Unbelievable. So you can land at like 400 miles an hour. I mean, obviously in real life, the landing gear, the wheels would have probably shredded themselves apart. Oh dear. Well, you can land a plane at 400 miles an hour. I need to bind the thrust reversers and then we see if we can land it even faster. I'll bind them to this. What are they called? It's the things that go over the front of the engine. Is it called thrust reverser? Or a thrust vector maybe? Or reverse. That's right, isn't it? That's the thing that the sort of bucket that drops down over the front of the engine, so it reverses the thrust. Yeah, B-Boy Mass, apparently they're going to add VR support into it natively, so it might be worth waiting. Unless you're, I think Flyside XP is definitely worth it if you're a hardcore flight sim fan. But if you're a bit of a casual, it's not really worth it. Yeah, they're like, if you Google it, thrust reversers, they're just buckets that go over the front of the engine, so the thrust still goes. I mean, they go over the back, sorry, and so it pushes the thrust forwards. The engine doesn't actually go into reverse because that would be ridiculous. If you have a look here. Oh, parachute as well, that does the trick. Okay. I don't know if this... I'll have a look out the window and see if it's doing it. Oh yeah, there you go. You see it opening up. Haha, it's awesome. This vehicle is reversing. It might have a safety on it so that you can only do it on the ground. Okay, let's have a look at okay, we're at 500 knots.
November 03 X-ray. Papa. Contact power on 124.22.
Contact tower 1.
Surely the landing gear should fall off.
November 0.
500 knots.
Papa.
Okay. 520 knots. Oh no, bit wide here. Sorry. I don't think we're making it. No. No, you... Oh, there goes a car. You... No. We've just ended up in someone's garden. You cannot land it. You can't land. You cannot land at 600 knots and make it. Alright, that red truck. Turn off reflections and global shadows if you have low FPS. Let's have a look. This music is terrible. Yeah, we parked in the forest. It was a nice job, I think. I think I've got all the graphics running on full. It seems to be running well for me. I mean, obviously, if you're playing in virtual reality, you do have to turn the graphics down. But we were just flying around the mountains. It seemed to be running pretty fast. At no point did it slow down to where it affected gameplay. I mean, we did a re-entry from outer space. Seemed to work okay. I'm actually really impressed with how well Xplane 11 runs. But I think on that note, I'm going to go and get myself something to eat because I'm starving. Almost 2 PM. Not sure what I'm going to eat. We'll have to rummage through the fridge. But I'll see you guys later. We'll be playing some Assetto Corsa. I'll be loading up to practice for, I think it's Aussie Stigs race tonight. Yeah, it's alright. Timmy enjoyed his last birthday. Aussie Stigs Porsche race, I think it is tonight. So I'll probably load into some practice of that. I'll probably live stream that as well. But thanks everyone that's come along for this stream. And those of you that have randomly decided to watch the stream as a catch-up video, thank you very much. I'll see you guys later. Xplane 11, absolutely fantastic. Goodbye.